Welcome everybody to another SEA Wheels podcast. One where we said we're doing it and we don't know what we're fucking talking about. We probably should do some pre-planning for these, shouldn't we?
The important bit is that we're doing it.
We're doing it, yeah. We had that 1 week where you had technical issues, and then the
And
next week
yeah,
I
I
had
had
technical issues.
technical issues, and just came home. Can you see that with
What have you?
my receding hairline?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
hair has started receding badly recently. I don't know what's going on. Like my hairline has moved up a bit.
Well, I'm old, so for me it's fine. But the thing is, I just came home. Can you see the heat? Can you see the?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. So I went out.
Yeah. Okay. This all good stories start like this.
There was this one time,
There was just one time.
and I went out. I got drunk. Had a lot of fun, I must say, Al. But I came home with blood all over my face
What? What did you
at like
do?
3 a.m. I think I bumped into a whore. Is what happened.
How,
But it
how?
was my blood, not the whore. So no, I'm kidding. I think it's yeah. During the I was we were all drunk. And then I went, like this lady actually dropped something, and then I you know picked it up for her.
Oh,
And then I went up and she went down at the same time.
uh,
Not down on me, but went out, and I just hit her chin. And I was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And then I kind of felt this warm
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of thing dripping down my face, and I was like, I was actually bleeding.
I had
Um,
an incident like that yesterday because I went out last night. I went to Le Petit Chef.
mhm.
Have you been to that?
Not yet.
It's good. It's really fun. It's
Yeah.
really fun. Yeah, yeah. So I went and did that, but afterwards we went out to a bar. And the same thing happened to me. I went to pick something up for somebody, but I hit my head on the table on the way back up.
Yeah. So, well, basically, that's what kind of happened, and it was weird. So, like, of course, being me, I was like, okay, let's order another bottle to
Yeah.
try and
You
make
know,
it
you know,
pass.
the really bad what actually, yeah, that's like the stupidest idea you could have had. It's like, you know what? I need to thin my blood even more.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm late for
Let's
Halloween,
do
but
this.
let's do this more.
Let's stress test this shit. It was so good. And yeah, the funny thing also is that um a friend, well, a night friend of a friend, um actually is a lady boy that
Yeah.
I met, at Sugar, Sukhumvit 11, for those who know,
Okay.
in Thailand. And then, I don't know, we were dancing again late night. That was last week, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and then late night, and then, I had my driver, and at the end of the evening, we were like, okay, let's go home with my friend Vince. Let's go home, and those actually stayed with us, and we had to drop them at the end of that street. And then it was the ladyboy, and the ladyboy sat on my laps,
Yeah.
right, on the trip over, because obviously my car is too small. But
7 Series is small.
she had to sit on my laps, right? And so that's fine, for me, I'm fine. There's no problem about
Yeah, yeah.
this and everything. Blah blah blah. Anyway, they get out of the car. Forward 1 week, and that's on Thursday night, where we went to a really really nice party at the 137 Pillar Hotel. Um, and that hotel, actually, that party, sorry, was hosted by Sing Sing, the very famous nightclub here.
Yeah, yeah.
And who do we meet there? By the way, the quality of the people there, it's like beautiful people
Yeah.
all over the place. And you're like, do I fit here? It's kind of,
It's one of those
wow,
"What am I doing here?" moments.
unbelievable.
I've
But
had
like,
moments like that where I'm just like, "Why am I here?" Like,
ladies, men, like everybody is like looking really super great. All the men, they're quite kind of fit, and everything, and blah blah blah. And who gets there? My lady boy.
really?
Her name is June, and but
June,
she's
okay.
she's very nice, like, yeah. And then, but she's like, Julian, I want you.
Oh, okay, that's a bit
I
awkward.
want you. And you know what?
You went
If
there.
you if you if you crack, I'm gonna give you the best blowjob, sloppy blowjob, dirty, kind of wet blowjob you've ever had in your life. And I'm like, how can I pass this opportunity? But no, I didn't go for it. It took all the will of a very drunken me
A
to say
j-
no to it.
I mean, like, let's be real. For those that, if it's not obvious already, Julian is Eurotrash. So, for Eurotrash to turn down that kind of caliber of mouth work is
Yeah.
like,
And tongue work.
okay. And
I
when
was
what
promised things, man.
promise?
A few things. So yeah, it was just so fun. Um, and apparently, one of my friends actually went out from that group last night, and they kept talking about me and that, you know. But this is what I seem to attract these days:
Mm,
lady boys and women with a bit of a belly. Not pregnant women, but women that are not looking at themselves. They should. Well, I don't. I guess I don't know, but they're like unbelievably running after me.
they're on heat.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I'm like, I'm married. I don't. I'm not gonna. Obviously, right? I'm married. I'm not
Yeah, yeah.
gonna go for anything. But they just keep on harpooning, man. Well,
Mm,
especially the lady boy, I guess. But yeah, you know, there's nothing.
yeah.
Sorry, this is a car blog or vlog or
Yeah, but
whatever.
it's
But
funny
yeah.
when I go out with Rachel, all her friends are gay, all of them. Well, not all of
Uh
them,
huh.
but
Uh huh.
so
Even you are. So
that no, but it's like that tends to be the crowd.
yeah.
So that always leads to like hilarious, interesting things
Do they
like
make
them.
any kind of impact on you?
No, but it's really funny. Like I'll have to send you some videos, so I have to ask for them. Like after last night, I'm just standing there waiting for our car, and one of the guys, he just gets up on the table that I was leaning on behind me, and they're taking a video, and I'm like on my phone. I don't know what's going on. I think, oh, he's just dancing in the middle of a hotel lobby on a table, and then he starts taking his clothes off, and I see a shirt fly over me. I'm going, oh, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, that was blood on my face. I don't know what was on your face at the end of that little
I
dance.
didn't check the color.
Was it salty?
I don't normally check with my mouth.
Ah. Anyway, welcome everybody. Let's start this freaking thing.
Remember, like, share, subscribe, follow, whatever it is people need to do. But
Oh, that's on the table and come on, Eric.
I'll just say that's kind of like a follow, isn't it? It's a
um,
DNA follow.
um, um, amazingly today, I mean these two, yeah, well this week or today, it's dry for me. I'm not having any, power juice or anything like this.
Yeah, well, you've got a good reason not to, but
Yeah, I'm going to a funeral next.
yeah, exciting. You got your black shirt.
No,
For a guy that wears so much black, it's funny. I don't have actually a black button-up shirt.
I don't have a black shirt actually. I don't have black pants. I have black shoes.
Even for me, I don't have black. I have like charcoal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nothing. Yeah, weird. Anyway,
So Imola happened.
Imola.
Imola. It's good to see.
Imola
It was good to see the
was
cars back there because I mean, you and me were racing Imola. It's been a pretty light week. My rig has been like packed away all week, so I got to set it up again. I'll probably do it tonight.
same, same. And I'm actually thinking about I really want to get going on this because
Yeah,
it's so much fun. But yeah, coming back to Imola, yeah, I guess we were spoiled with great races before, and this one was a little bit, yeah, kind of a normal race, nothing too, you know, nothing huge.
I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah,
I tend to
yeah,
like the
enjoyable, but nothing more, right? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Not exciting.
Like Gasly in fourth was good. That was good.
Yeah, the qualifying was probably the most exciting part of the weekend. You're right. And 2 days, just one free
Yeah,
practice.
yeah,
Two
yeah,
days
yeah,
it is the format that we should have. They're in a way too prepared when we have the Friday on top, like the three free practices.
yeah,
They're kind of too prepared for what's gonna come and what's gonna happen.
yeah.
It was good to see Mercedes struggle a bit more than they would. Of course, they're still in the front.
I mean, technically, Ferrari came second.
Yeah.
Was it Vettel's wing was in Bottas's floor tray or something?
Yeah. Something happened there. Bottas actually. Okay, I'm not a fan of Bottas, but this time, I mean, really not his fault. He was losing. They call it points,
Mm.
but 50 points of downforce or whatever it was called.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, really struggling. So great performance from him. Of course, Verstappen should have finished second if he didn't have this tire blow.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, every race in Italy, you've seen the memes. Like he's been out of every race this year, a DNF from in Italy.
yeah, I think it's the paparazzis. There must be something there.
The cameras have
Just
got like,
just throw the lens,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the camera
but,
lens, and there is
but we had Ricciardo in third, which is great. Good to see him on the
uh
podium again.
the performance from Ricciardo, what he did for that team, whatever anybody thinks of him, leaving Red Bull, I think it was the right time for him to leave Red
Yeah.
Bull anyway. Go to a works team, whatever. Also, we think about his move to McLaren and everything.
The other
Um,
the other thing, like he's getting paid a lot at Renault.
Yeah, of course, but I think this is not the main motivator. I think yes, definitely it is one of them, but it is not the very first one. I think he was seduced by the project that Renault has,
Yeah.
and he brought a lot to that team.
Yeah.
He brought the setup, he brought the stability, he brought the development of the car in a certain direction that makes
Mm.
it actually more or performant, or well, make it perform better on track. So we should not underestimate this. He did a lot for the team. I think it's his time to go. I'm actually excited to see Alonso back. I've always had this love-hate relationship with him. There were some times that I think is brilliant. There's sometimes I think it's just a pain in the ass.
Mm.
But anyway, it's gonna be great to see him
Yeah.
there. I'm a bit.
I really fell in love with Alonso after he left Ferrari when he was at McLaren. Because at Ferrari, because that was obviously, everyone should know now, I'm a big Vettel fan. So he was at Ferrari during Vettel's dominance. But you know what? The thing with Alonso is he's like Hamilton.
Yeah, he
Stupidly consistent. Super, super consistent.
and he bitches so much.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Very
that.
much like Hamilton as well.
Mm.
It's like Hamilton, at Imola saying, "Oh, I've got no tires," and then boom, he goes like 20 laps later than anybody on the softs
Yeah.
and or on the mediums. I don't remember the tires, but it's like fastest lap after fastest lap after fastest
Yeah.
lap.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, I mean, come on. And I understand the tires graining and coming back into the performance that you're expected to get from them, but it's always the same messages over and over. Um, which I guess is part of the sport, is part of the
Mm.
game. But the thing is, I don't hear any other driver really complaining as much. Of course they do, but not as much as Hamilton does. And then go on to win the race. Just kill everybody else
Yeah.
on the
I mean,
field. And
we sort of touched on this the other week. I mean, there's speculation from us because we're very highly esteemed F1 commentators.
well, no. Before you say anything else, we raised the topic of gravel trap
Yeah,
against like whatever escape areas. It is a real question now in F1. A
they
real
want
question.
they want gravel
They listen
traps.
to us. Yes. People are
We
just like saying, what should we do? We
we are
influence the
we
course of
predict.
history.
Yeah, we've influenced the course of history.
No. We didn't predict. We influenced. They
We
listen to us.
influenced. Yeah,
I think out
it's
of
the same
the,
thing for a lot.
10 or 12 viewers we have each week, uh, I think one is
Jean Tot.
is Jean. Jean is listening to us.
Jean Tot and Ross Braun. They're avid listeners of this podcast.
Ah, Ross also. Yes, yes, yeah. Hello, Ross. Hello, Jean.
I don't know who the others are, but at least we
Yeah,
got
these
the
are
right
the
people this
prominent
week.
ones.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think Cyril is listening to us as well.
A bit bull, yeah. But yeah, it's good to see that they're going to bring that back. But I mean, what we've got one. So we had Kvyat in fourth, Leclerc in fifth.
Yeah, great performance from Guyat, I must say. Also,
Yeah, shame
great
about
to see that
shame about Gasly
Gasly.
having to retire.
I think Gasly would have been in the top three. Actually, I think Gasly would have taken Ricardo.
Yeah, I think so. I
I mean,
really
given
think
how
so.
consistent they are with the strategy and everything, they would have made something work. Gasly is also brilliant with the tire management.
Yeah.
But again, not to take anything away from Ricardo, his performance is unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what he does at McLaren next year. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Because
Do you think he's going to regret it though? I mean, when seeing the performance of McLaren's, because at Imola they were, I don't want to say they were nowhere, but they really struggled. They have a real time following other cars.
yeah, that was seventh and eighth, but
Yeah, so that's why I don't want to say they were nowhere, but because they both scored points, right? But
yeah, I
behind
mean,
the Ferrari, even right?
yeah,
Leclerc, as you said, is fifth, right?
they would have
So
been even lower if Albon hadn't made that stupid mistake.
yeah, Albon. You know, Villeneuve, who is really not against somebody I admire, but Villeneuve said he's only in that seat because he's Thai.
You know, I said that a while ago. I think they put a Thai driver in there to recognize.
Yeah, the Red Bull, major ownership. So,
But you did say as well that he does give good feedback on the car. You know, in F2
and
and
that's
all
the thing.
the feeder series, he's actually really successful. He's been really successful.
He's a brilliant driver. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah,
He's just not performing in that car because that car is designed for Verstappen, who actually is not able to give feedback because he's fast with anything.
yeah. He's
Um,
like that Red Bull is actually really hard to drive,
but
and
it's what they say.
yeah,
I mean, again, it's,
and I think like Albon's mistake is a testament to the beginning of this season, where even Verstappen in testing, or was it the first race or whatever, it just snaps and goes. You
well,
know?
for me, what was really weird. I mean, not weird, but if the driver is telling you, "Did I get punted?"
Yeah,
Because that's what the question. That was the question. I think I got punted. He wasn't
yeah,
sure. Like to his, like not don't interpret it in the wrong way, right? He said, I mean, on the radio, he's like, I think, or I feel like I got punted. If he feels like this, the car just goes like this so suddenly that you have to feel that somebody actually bumped into you, even though they did not. That must mean something. That must be a real problem.
yeah.
Also, when that happened, he was actually following a car, quite closely. So maybe it's also turbulences. So
True.
again, there's always all those interpretation we can have, all those elements, that make it a little bit more complicated than just trying to take it at the face value when we have a situation. But again, I think those Albon is not good. I think Alkenberg would be the right person to be, because he's also that kind of driver who makes the most of the package that he gets,
Yeah,
and he's proven this lately with, I mean, with replacing Lance Stroll, just
and yeah, and
on
Perez
the
as
go.
well.
And I again, yeah, and Perez as well. But Lance Stroll was just the extreme case of it's a complete new car as well. Like it was not the
Yeah,
car that
yeah.
he knew before, and well, the whole thing. He'd never driven I think he'd never driven a Mercedes engine car also before. So yeah, aero
Mm,
concept and philosophy very different as well. So all of this makes it, just unbelievable the way he can, just get in and in a few laps adapt to what the package is. He's going to be slower than Verstappen. I think nobody can get to the. Perhaps Hamilton is the only one who can get to the same speed as Verstappen.
yeah.
But seriously, yeah, put Hulkenberg and that's it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just was thinking while you were talking. I mean, I know they said that they're not going to be looking inside the Red Bull team for the next driver,
Mm.
which is interesting because Red Bull has such a big driver program, like from karts all the way up. So for them
Yeah,
to
but
say,
the talent pool dried up. It happens. It's not the first time that it happens as well with Red Bull. I
yeah,
think in 2012 or 13. Well, basically, actually, after this, when Ricardo left,
yeah,
remember?
yeah, yeah,
What do we do? Oh, let's get Gviat back.
yeah,
You know, like from out of nowhere. Our Let's get drivers that we kicked out. Actually, Albon is the same story. He was kicked out of the Red Bull program before they called him back to give him a seat in Toro Rosso at the time.
was he? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
he was kicked out of the program. So,
Okay.
again, it happens.
Mm.
I just want to make a note of Lance Stroll because a lot of the media is quite critical. Well, they criticize him a lot because I mean he brought things to the next level. We used to have paying driver. Now we have
Yeah.
let's buy a team so I can drive type
Yeah,
of
yeah,
driver,
yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Right? It's just like, all right, I've got fuck you money.
Look,
Um,
you
I
know
can do
what?
anything.
Yeah, I think people just need to accept Lance is gonna be there for at least another 2 years, I'd say. Um,
No, but the guy is good, is what I'm
yeah,
saying. That's my
and
point. The
well,
guy is really good.
that was the next thing I was gonna say is we also everyone sits there and talks shit about F1 drivers when they're not performing, but the thing they all fail to see is how close they really are.
And
Yeah.
recognize when they actually do perform. I'm sorry, but Stroll, okay, since his episode where he had the coronavirus,
Mm,
basically was driving really well. Like all of the things that happened to him were not of his own fault. He got
yeah.
taken out of the race, or had a tire puncture
He
or
got
things like
taken
that
out
that
this
you
race as
cannot.
well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like there's no stop criticizing. The guy is actually really performing. I mean, I for one, I really admire what he's doing because he's
Yeah,
not.
and this
It's not.
race
It's not. Maldonado is,
yeah,
like the meme for everyone, and actually he was not that bad himself.
yeah,
On a good day, he was able to win races, right? So, he won actually still one race, right?
yeah.
So again, yeah, don't underestimate those guys. And for me, I think Lance Stroll is one of the future talents. I was, talking about future talents that everybody believes in. Again, a little bit underwhelmed by Ocon performance this
Yeah.
last weekend, but Russell, come on, man. He's everybody's hope for the future as the future world champion and the guy who will take the seat, when Hamilton goes and blah blah blah. How the hell do you lose the car like this? I mean, I know Grosjean did it in Baku some years ago in 2018, I think it was.
It's
But
so
I mean,
funny.
come on.
It's so funny. I we all look at Russell and go, he is gonna be that next big name. I really want I would really like to see Norris do well in the future. Um I think he's a great character. I think he's a great driver.
Mm.
Um but like Ocon, you going back to Ocon, I've never paid that much attention to Ocon. I've never paid that much attention to Russell. So I can't really give any feedback here because normally I'm looking at the grid going, oh geez, this driver, that driver. But these two drivers are ones that I've just gone, man, I never seem to pay attention to them. Same thing with Giovinazzi, for instance. I don't pay attention to him, so I couldn't tell you what I really think as like an amateur commentator. So
For me, I do pay attention to them. I do listen to all the analysis and everything about them. The performance from Russell is quite impressive actually. In 34 races, 26 that he finished, I think he's only been overtaken twice.
yeah,
Like I mean, like beaten twice. It's quite an impressive streak. But it's also somebody who's got 34 races without scoring 1 point. So it's
He was
and
in the
it's
points.
not
He was
it's
in
not
the
his
points, you
fault.
know?
Well, at Imola, he was 10th. So he was supposed to be scoring points, and he could have maybe very well. So that mistake is very costly, and that's the very first enforced error, I would say, of his
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
those 34 races.
Yeah.
So again,
The guy was hurting.
oh, it
The
was
guy was
painful to see him. You could see that he was really hurting.
and, it's so funny where that accident happened is because this is what I was saying, like, I tend to enjoy the races a lot more when I run them on the sim.
Yeah, because you know exactly.
Yeah, I know where it is,
Mm,
and I just sitting there going, I remember that race we had at Imola, and I
mm.
was in the McLaren F1, and in exactly that spot, I knew if you get it wrong, you're fucking you're in the wall or out wide or whatever,
Yeah.
and I was just like, "Man," I felt him because 'cause I'm like, "Oh, I've done the same thing
I
in
think
the sim."
I think it's slightly different because he was behind the safety car, couldn't get the hit into the tires, and tried to. He overdid it, obviously. But that's where the arrow doesn't work also because you're too slow. So
Yeah.
that's how he lost the car. Just
Yeah, yeah,
between
yeah, yeah.
cold tires, no aero downforce, and that's how he lost the car, which is very unfortunate again for him. So I hope that he'll take it as a learning, well, which he seems to be saying anyway, but as a learning mistake,
Mm,
and yeah, grow stronger from there. I think the guy is, I mean, he's really talented. Again, there's no denying.
yeah.
But
But like I said, I just for some reason it's not because I don't want to or because I dislike them or anything, it's just Ocon,
oh, same.
Russell,
You got
Latifi, I
the
guess, and Giovinazzi, I just don't pay attention. Like Magnussen and Grosjean, I just don't care about at all. Like I'll just openly say it. I liked him when he was racing for Lotus with Kimi.
Grosjean, you mean? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and but and you could see he was finishing podiums. It was great. But
I'm
then
happy. I mean, I'm happy. I'm okay that he's going out. Actually, he's on the way out of F1.
yeah, I don't
Magnussen, even though yeah, I think he's a bit of an asshole on the track, because
I
he's
don't
like,
I don't you probably have to you mentioned this last week. I don't get it. Like what's I don't
oh,
understand.
it's a bit like Grosjean has been doing lately, which is very on the limits when it comes to changing your trajectory twice,
Yeah.
or changing the trajectory under braking and that sort of thing. It's being gritty to the point of being an idiot. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So I
okay.
admire the racing. I understand that he needs to fight, but it's also picking your fights that are not. And I think Magnussen actually has really matured this year compared to the previous seasons, where he now knows how to pick his fights a little better.
Yeah.
There are cars you let them go because otherwise you're gonna just lose time trying to block them.
Yeah. And
But
that's
he used to block everything he could. You know what I mean?
yeah, and that's the
Like even
funny
on like kind of on the blue flags kind of thing. Yeah, not to that extent. I'm exaggerating here, but you know what I mean, right?
yeah, and that's the funny
It's,
thing about Magnussen. It's just like I always thought, "Oh, he's a good driver,"
he's a
and then I
great
just
driver.
stopped paying attention to him, and he's out this next season. I'm like, I
You know,
don't
he
feel anything towards that
the
decision.
years he was in a team that actually could win, or like where we thought that there could be something happening, like when he was at McLaren, for example.
Mm.
You're like, yeah, nice. Reynolds also, again, good performances. He's a great driver, but I think he's. I would say Grosjean, I don't mind him. I'm like, would be good if he could stay, but yeah, he's gonna go. So
Yeah, I wonder what he'll do if he'll end up in GT or
it
something like that.
seems to be either
Formula E.
no. He's going to the US.
Oh,
It's
okay.
what it seems to be. Again, I'm
IndyCar probably.
yeah, probably IndyCar.
IndyCar's crazy though. That's they're fucking fast, those things. And
Yeah,
they race street circuits too.
yeah. I yeah, you've got to love the Yankees
Yeah.
for this. They bring it. They bring it. So yeah, that's it. What else was in the news?
Well, there was something I was looking up
The
yesterday.
American elections. Who
Yeah.
gives a damn?
Well, everyone should give a damn because let's be
Yeah,
fair, everyone follows the US. It doesn't matter what people say and think. Everyone just follows the US. And
sure. But let's take a break from that and not talk
yeah,
about it.
let's not talk about it. Let's this is cars. Let's do that. One thing that was actually really interesting so tomorrow or this weekend is it tomorrow? Let me have a quick look. 4th and 5th of November, yeah. They've got the Pro Series second race tomorrow. 4th and
Okay.
5th. What's the date today? 7th. Oh no, it already happened.
Yeah, I was about to say
Um
Friday was the 5th.
yeah. But
Was it?
no, Thursday.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
Tuesday. Oh, whatever. Who cares? Um
Yeah, you're right. Friday was the 6th.
and it's really funny. The WTF1 guy is one of the hosts on that show, so I found out recently.
Yeah.
Because with sim, I've sort of been following a lot of sim races a lot more and getting into it because it's a bit fun. Because at least if we can get to iRacing level, that would be quite cool to be able to do that, right?
Do you think we can do that? I think Assetto Corsa is already freaking hard enough for us.
I don't play enough. Like even like work just pulls me away from it, So
Mm.
even next week, I'm gone. I'm in another city for 3 days, so I won't necessarily be able to play again there. So, but the funny thing was, they were interviewing one of the drivers, and it's so funny. The driver's just sitting there, and they're sort of kind of like falling asleep and whatever else. And then the funny thing is, they started an interview with a driver, and he started talking about the race, and revealed that the races are pre-recorded by accident, but it goes out live on YouTube.
What?
Yeah, so apparently all the races and everything like that is all pre-recorded.
Oh,
So
for this particular category.
it's the F1, FIA Formula One, the official Formula One e-racing series, and it's all pre-recorded and pre-done, and the race,
Really?
yeah, and the race is sitting live on feed. They actually they're live, right, and jump into the broadcast to be interviewed and talk, but when it goes to the race, it's actually pre-recorded.
That's weird.
And I'm on a racing Discord channel, and I found that they're all complaining. They're like, "What? Oh, this is disgusting. Blah blah blah. It should be live and all this, that, and the other." And I'm thinking, and I sort of went, "Okay, yes. I mean, you would expect it to be live and all that other shit." But
Hmm.
then I thought, like, that I watch Jimmy Broadbent a lot, right?
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, I
He's
like
good, that guy. And
I like him
I told you, I sent you,
years
I
ago.
recommend. Yeah, yeah, probably a couple of years ago. I told you, you follow that guy. He's got something, he makes it a bit different, and I like the way he takes his take on, sim racing and all of that, and the different games. Is really
He
good.
actually is a
And you
commentator.
said he sounds like a cunt.
Yeah, but you know what the funny thing is? He's a commentator for the Gran Turismo,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like the PlayStation equivalent.
Mm.
And the funny thing about that was hang on, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so when you watch Jimmy Broadbent, he's actually doing live. He actually streams live on Twitch and
Yeah,
Facebook and all that stuff.
yeah.
And through that, you actually see people disconnecting through a race.
Mm,
They're just
true.
disconnected and whatever
Yeah.
else. Um, and but the the World Endurance Championship, they also do the Le Mans 24 hours, and he actually competed in that. Interestingly
Yeah, yeah,
enough,
he did, yeah.
which was cool because I watched the highlights of
And
that. And
Formula One as well, by the way, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the interesting thing about
Hey man,
the
can you make your fucking point? Because,
yeah, you've got to go. But the interesting thing about that is they actually do that live, and what ends up happening because they had a session where the server crashed during the World
true.
Endurance Championship.
Yes, yes.
So, but the interesting thing is people are dropping in and out all the time, and you see live shit. And one of the races, his entire sim rig died during a race. Like he had the Fanatec set up, it died completely. And in the background, his car was pulled over on the shoulder, and in that race, he pulled out his sim rig, pushed it out of the way, and grabbed another sim rig he had in the background, which was just like a Logitech G920 wheel, plugged it in, and then just started racing again. So you saw all this, like, the fuck, this is crazy, this shit. But I think in the F1 ones, I don't, because some of the races they're racing as teams, so they're actually sitting next to each other and whatnot. But I don't know that. I think they want to have a clean broadcast, so they don't want the server cutouts, they don't want the driver dropouts and all this other shit. So I think if something happens, they just cut the race and start it again.
Do you think so? I don't know, because the Formula One, they were all racing from home as well, like the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Formula
But
One,
yeah, but
series.
if somebody drops out, I think F1 wants the broadcast to be exactly like the TV broadcast, just like esport. So what ends up happening is, I think if somebody drops out or disconnects, they just restart the race until they do a complete race. Yeah, I know.
We need to race. I downloaded already F1 2020. We need to
Yeah,
race on this.
yeah, I need to give it a go.
But we need to do it at the same time. So there's the same learning curve and everything.
Yeah, yeah. But
We'll do that.
yeah, but it's yeah, it's interesting. It was and but it's so funny how in the sim racing community, or at least the feeder sort of underground sim racing community, that they were really offended by that, and I just went, I
By
don't
what? By the fact that they changed rig?
know, by the no, 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 that was in the world
Oh,
endurance.
you mean the,
Yeah,
yeah, okay, okay, the recording and
that it's
yeah.
pre-recorded, yeah, and that's where I was just like, why are they offended by that? I mean, they kind of have to understand they're trying to do a live broadcast, and it's not like World Endurance Championship where you could have an hour under safety car. You know?
Yeah, I think it's again that people like to pick on things. I saw this great post today on Facebook. Um, somebody posting a picture and say, "I'm going to prove that we can argue about anything. This is a stick," and you can see there's like 1,000 comments. No, this is a twig. That's the normal name for it. And no, this is, it's just like yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Let the haters hate.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
I'm just happy seeing that e-racing is getting some kind of coverage as well, because
Yes, and I think this is what this pandemic has been helping us with. Try to see different angles, different things that we can organize. To get together and celebrate racing. Because at
yeah,
the end of the day, that's what it is.
yeah,
And again, arguing for the sake of arguing, I don't have the time for this. Let other people do it.
yeah.
Who gives a
I
shit?
agree. Like
Seriously.
I see people fucking losing their minds over everything.
And you're like, what, man? Get a fucking life if that offends you so much. If that, like, just get the fuck out. Do something else. It's
Yeah,
just everybody has to have an opinion on everything. No, you don't. You just can just enjoy things, without having an opinion on why it should
yeah.
be different. Embrace it anyway. They're not going to change because of your frigging comment. It's not because you feel like you're entitled that they should listen to you because you're the authority on everything. Shut the fuck up, is
And
what it
on
is.
top of that, it's like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Like who the fuck are you? Like, honestly,
Exactly.
like,
But the thing is, apply it to me as well. Who the fuck am I to say something like this anyway, right? So
oh, I
that's
mean,
why I don't.
we're the podcast with 10 subscribers that have Jean Todt and Ross Braun listening to us.
Exactly.
Wishful
Come on.
thinking, but that's what's going to keep me
Yeah.
going over the next 20 or
We
30
gotta
episodes,
bring
right?
back the gravel trap.
Yeah, bring back the gravel. Bring back the gravel, like it's happening, and
Talking about traps, I have to be careful about this ladyboy. Oh, the loop is looped.
yeah, we're coming full circle.
Unbelievable, unbelievable.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, to get back to sim racing, actually, we could be racing right now. So why don't we just do that? Jump onto the rig,
I
try
have
to have a couple of races.
Yeah.
You
Am
need
I
10
gonna
minutes.
do I need to stream it? I don't know if I need to stream it.
Just try. Who cares? If it doesn't work, it
I have
doesn't
to
work.
move this whole setup into the living room then. I'll try it. I'll try it
We can stream on Discord.
on Discord. I'm trying to think. And anatomically, what is the dick chord?
I don't know.
Or maybe it's like a music thing. The dick chord.
I have no idea. I just invented it right now. Just came up in my
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, yeah,
That's the problem. You know how I am sometimes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, let's do that, man. I really feel like using the rig as well. I've been missing it. I think again, everybody listening, to the tens and tens of people who will listen to this over the next 100 years, um, get a rig, because that's the only way to enjoy things.
Get a rig, and
And
not the one you were born with.
okay. And VR is the next step for
Yeah,
us, right?
I'm so confused at the moment because that Oculus Quest 2 came out, and there's some racer in the UK that's been doing a lot of reviews on it, and he seems to think he's a lot higher up the ladder than us in terms of racing, but I listened to him and he's like he's
Is
not
that Jay-Z 2 cents?
no, 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 no.
Okay.
He's a UK guy.
Oh, sorry then. Okay.
But
Then.
he's on the fence about it. He's saying, look, if you have a wired VR, it is going to be better than this. So there's the Oculus Rift 2 that
Oculus
is
Quest 2.
Rift 2 that's wired. But then he seems to
Rift S.
yeah, Rift S. Sorry,
Okay.
Rift S.
Yes.
The one they did with Lenovo. And
Okay.
he says that's probably still better than this, but he goes, he doesn't think the headset's optimized properly. Like he was saying, like if you look at the home screen and everything, the resolution is so high, but the second you use the link cable with a sim game, it doesn't really look that good, and he wouldn't use it for racing. So he's saying don't write it off. He's saying it's not my recommendation, but Oculus is releasing a lot of updates for it, and it could actually be good. But right now it's not for sim racing. So
Let's go Rift S, man.
the problem is see this is the big thing. This is the thing, obsolescence, right?
Mm.
The Rift S will work now and do the job. I think we're being really nitpicky because the truth is I can't go to a shop and then put on a headset and play a play a sim game. But obsolescence is something that worries me a little bit in the sense that the Rift S is going to be discontinued next year. What
Oh,
is
is it?
Yeah, so what is the development for that game moving forward 2-3 years? For that headset 2-3 years. The
Mm.
Quest came out this year. People are impressed, but with the link cable through a sim racing game, it doesn't seem to be optimized yet. But between the launch and when this last video that he did which was about a week ago, he said it's a massive improvement. So there's a possibility that the Quest 2 will be good for sim racing. But the thing that's interesting for me is that it'll be supported for a long time because of how new it is. And that's the thing where I'm just like, should we wait a month, two, just to see if it gets better, or do we have to bite the bullet? Because this is the
I'm
problem
sure we
I
buy
have.
both.
There's that because they're under $1,000. But the thing is, I don't know. The thing I do not want a sim rig where I have, a VR headset where I have to set up the external fucking beacons.
No, we agree on this. We're
Yeah,
not gonna do this. Definitely not gonna do this. So it's gonna be Oculus,
yeah. I
right?
think it has to be Oculus.
It's gonna be Oculus
So
in
it's
either way.
either the
I don't
Rift
want to
S or
set
the
up
Quest 2.
everything. Also, I don't want
Yeah.
to have cables everywhere. I've got enough cables as it is. So I'm not gonna do that either. So I'm gonna go Oculus. I just might go with the Rift S because I keep on looking at it and just I'm gonna be like, well, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm
Who
kind of the same.
cares? And even if the Quest 2 is better, the 2 hours battery life is also a bit of a concern because when we have a session on, or when we start, racing a little bit, we do actually more than 2 hours. So the battery
But
life is a little bit of an issue.
Link, I think it gives power as well.
Okay, then if it does, yeah, then okay. But the thing is, yeah, That's where I am the moment, and before it hits the market here in Thailand, and probably the same thing in Indonesia for you, it's going to be a while anyway.
It's here. It's here. I've
Oh,
looked.
it's already here.
Quest is here in Indonesia at least.
Okay, in Thailand, it's, I mean, it is, but you have to import it, and you never know what the customs are going to tell you.
Yeah.
With the crisis right now, the government is looking for money, so it's even more difficult to import things here. And
Yeah.
they'll just look at it. They'll say, "Oh, you're importing it. It's $500." No, 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 no. It's not $500. It's $1,500. And then they put 30% tax, and the tax they also put on the transport itself. So if you get somebody sending it to you for, I don't know, $50 or $100 because you're using, FedEx, UPS, or whatever, they also put 30% on this, on the transport itself. It's completely,
It's
so,
crazy.
and that pisses me off a little bit. So I'd probably wait until we can travel again before I do this, because as much as I don't really mind, because the price is not that high, as I said, it's under $1,000. But at the end of the day, I dislike being, having to pay for, yeah,
Yeah.
for this
No.
kind of taxes that are very subjective, and because anyway, many things.
Yeah. I mean, we deal with it with work as well. It's gets to the end of the year and suddenly everything goes through the yellow line. They want to check all your documentation so they can try and tax you through the ass. So
Exactly.
I get it. I get it, man.
And this is something we're gonna have to live with for the next 2 to 3 years. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Because the government is looking for money everywhere, and those departments in the government, they're subsidized in our
Yeah.
countries
Yeah.
by being able to fine. So it's gonna be a
Oh, the same
nightmare.
thing happened at my company. They've been auditing us since I arrived in Indonesia. And every time they audit us, it's clear. They go, okay, there's no issues. Then they audited us for last year and they owed us money. So in order for them to they were like, oh shit, we need to pay them. Now they're auditing us going back 4, 5, 6, 7 years. They're just going as far back as they can to try and recoup costs. It's just insane. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I remember this in my previous company, who was the same as yours,
Yeah.
where they actually, did that. It's the previous company, right?
Mm.
Where they actually they take everything. They take all the paperwork, to prove that. So they take all the importation paperwork, for example,
Mm.
and they take it with them, and they say, "Oh, this was wrong," and you're like, "No, it wasn't wrong." They say, "Prove it. Do you have the paperwork to prove it?" "No, I don't anymore. You took it." "Oh, too bad for you then."
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It's crazy.
Unbelievable. I have the same problem right now with bank guarantees.
Really?
Yeah, bank guarantees. So, when you do a big tender, big public tender or whatever, you have to give a bank guarantee. So you give it to the procurement of your customer.
Mm.
And those times, sometimes, those bank guarantees can last up to 5 years. So
Mm.
5 years later, when you're trying to collect the thing back, they don't know where it is, right? The procurement. And actually, they don't give a damn, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's like extra work for them that they don't want to have, right?
Mm.
But the thing is, there's an expiry date on the check, right, for the bank guarantee. But the thing is, without physically, even though it's expired, without physically getting it back, the bank will still consider that bank guarantee is out.
Oh, really?
It's unbelievably fucking idiotic. But the bank will not extend you other bank guarantees because they'll say all your bank guarantees are out. That's the credit line that you have. That's it. We're not going to go over this. And you're like, but guys, it's expired. Why do you, ah, no, you have to physically get it. But it's expired. Then why do you have an expiry date on them?
It's
Why the
just like
fuck do you have an expiry date on them?
it's seriously like I love living in Asia. I really absolutely love it. Like it doesn't get better, but banking is fucked. Honestly, it's just fucked.
And usually because of the US, I mean, especially here in Thailand, because a lot of the directives that they have to follow is actually imposed by the US to avoid the drug,
Yeah, yeah.
that Silk Road of drugs, or
Mm.
whatever they call it, the Golden Triangle, rather. Um, so yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So we're calling it, are we?
I think so.
Are you heading out or what?
I'm gonna go see dead people. I'm going to a funeral.
I love that meme you posted. Okay, the only political meme. It's like, I see dead people. What are they doing? They're voting.
They're
I love
voting by
that. That was
mail.
hilarious. Yeah, they're voting by mail. But it's true. They've actually checked it. They go, yeah, they're all fucking dead people.
In every country, they do that.
Yeah,
In
they
every
do.
country, they
They
do that.
100%.
Yeah.
Like voter fraud everywhere is a problem, and people, whether it's widespread or isolated, it doesn't
It's
matter. It
part.
exists.
It's part of the error margin, that they put into this anyway.
Yeah, yeah,
It's,
yeah, yeah.
like people obsess over this, but it's less than maybe 0.5% anyway.
All right.
So, which actually in the US seems to be, what could make the difference. But yeah,
Well, I
anyway.
mean, you saw Al Gore v. Bush, or Bush v. Gore.
Mhm.
It came down to a few hundred votes, and it's kind of the same thing that's happening now. It's going to come down to a few votes. It's going to get
Yeah,
decided by the courts, and it's like
yeah. Let's see. The thing is,
people are
the
losing their mind, but it's like it's happened
Al
before.
Gore,
Come on, guys.
Al Gore kind of lost in a way graciously. I don't think the Trump will, but yeah, let's see. Anyway,
Well,
you
who
know.
knows? He may not lose. But so
Yeah, he may not lose, but also if he lost, if he was to lose, he would be like, doing his thing. Like
yeah,
they're
well, we're
stealing,
not we're
they're
not we're not
stealing
gonna,
it.
we're not going to go into it. Like we can have this conversation over some beers later, but this
I
is a
don't drink
crowd.
beer, but yeah,
It's a euphemism.
I miss beer, but I
I had
don't
beer.
drink
I
beer.
had beer today, actually. Really
I
nice
saw
beer from Bavarian. But right now I'm back to my good old Eagle Hawk Merlot.
good,
So you know.
good, good.
Anyway, man, I think we'll call it there. Thanks everybody for watching,
Let's go
listening.
racing. Let's go racing.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
got a few minutes. Let's go racing.
All right, I've got to set it up. Let me set it up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
You get on Discord.
yeah, I'll get on Discord.
All right.
All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. Have a good night or day or morning or whatever, and
Love you all.
we'll see you again next week.
Bye, Ross. Bye, Jean.